Dixie Country and Prattville Alive invite you to join us now for a preview of this week's Prattville Lions football game. It's the Coach J.B. Wallace Show, coming to you live from Rock's Famous Barbecue in Prattville. Tonight's show is powered by Larry Puckett Chevrolet, by Durbin Auto Parts, Arrow Pest Control, and by Buffalo Rock Pepsi. Now, let's go live to Rock's Famous Barbecue for tonight's Coach J.B. Wallace Show.
Well, good evening, Prattville Lions Nation. Welcome into the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. I'm your host, Chris Britton. Thanks so much for joining us this week. If you're listening to us on Dixie Country 100.1, we're glad you're here. And if you are listening to Dixie Country 100.1, it means you're probably out driving around. We'd invite you to come join us live here at Rock's Famous Barbecue on Highway 31. We'd love to have you be a part of the show. Also, thanks to those of you who are watching us on Facebook. Well, I'm joined as always by the man the show's named after, Coach J.B. Wallace. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Well, listen, let's reach back last week with touch base. It was a game that didn't come out the way we wanted it to, right, but there were still some guys that showed up and played well for the Prattville Lions. Why don't you walk us through some of the individual and maybe even group performances that did well last week for the Lions?
Yeah, well, starting the game out last week, I knew this would be a game that we couldn't afford to have a slow start. Mm-hmm. We had to really come out there and jump on them.
Pretty good team that we're playing
against.
Yeah,
pretty good team.
Yeah.
And and hats off Coach Etheridge. I mean, he's done a good job with those guys over there. But, we knew, if we came out and had some things go our way early, we'd have a chance to make them uncomfortable and force them to do some things that we felt real good about. Mm-hmm. One of the goals we had, and I'm gonna speak defensively. That's where I cut my teeth defensively.
Right.
But they got a receiver, number 9, Ian Nation, and we wanted to really take him out of the game plan. Uh-huh. We said, let's make them get it done without him, and I feel like we did a real good job of that. He may have had 2 catches, maybe.
How about that?
He didn't hurt us down the field.
And group efforts do that. I'm sure it wasn't just Zay or it wasn't it was a bunch of guys.
Yeah, man, it was the whole front. Everybody. We took that part of it out of the equation, and and we put the ball in their court for some other guys to have to step up and do it, and I think we were successful at that. But what hurt us most defensively is early downs. Mm-hmm. We wanted to get some big plays early downs and get them in some second and longs, which would force some third and mediums and things like that. And, we struggled first early in the game on first down. We didn't want to give up more than 4 yards or whatever on first down. Mm-hmm. And they capitalized on a couple things there, which put them in third and short. And then, then once we started getting them to some third and longs, they had some key plays that we had some breakups and didn't go the way we wanted, and they converted on first downs, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's all about making them uncomfortable on third down and not being able to go out there 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, because now they go with a full deck of cards.
Right.
And we kind of wanted to dictate what they were doing. But that's how the first quarter, first half definitely went in that aspect. They kind of they won first down, mm-hmm. and we wasn't able to control that part of it. Offensively, I know we want to get the run game going. Uh-huh. Their defensive front was a big defensive front, strong defensive front.
They always are. Yeah,
big and strong, and they did a good job taking away our inside zone game, taking away our outside runs and stuff like that. I mean, they did a real good job of that. Mm-hmm. They kind of play a 4-3 defense, and they hold that box tight with those 3 linebackers. And so Coach Moncrief and Coach Myers and offensive staff, worked all week on trying to get them to break that box, make them be 4-2, mm-hmm. make them be 4-1 if we could by formation. And the few times we were able to do that, we had the success we wanted. Just got to be able to do that more than not.
Right.
I think that was once again a game that we were able to advertise Gavin Rigdon's ability to run a little bit. He had a long touchdown run that we had called back because of a penalty. But it was good to see him being able to get out of the pocket on the pass and get out of there and make something happen with his legs. And I think that's something that we're going to definitely build on going into the offseason, because he is a dual threat at that position.
And it's like you see the confidence growing with him a little bit every time he takes a snap. I mean, the journey for him from the beginning of the season to where we are towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm pleased with his growth. With his growth, and just for him to be able to take his game further, that definitely is going to mean a lot for us offensively to give us the extra spark. Donovan ran the ball hard as usual. Not taking anything away from there, but they just loaded that box with as many guys
Makes
as
it
they could.
tough.
Yeah, they did that. They did that. KJ.
Well, and you talked about their defensive line, and your OL. Gosh, they play hard. Technique is great, but they're just usually oversized by the other team. They're not huge guys.
Yeah.
So it's a battle for them.
It is. It was a little difficult there. Just being able to move those guys, and that's what it takes up front to be able to get movement. We want to change the line of scrimmage. We want to be able to combo, double team a guy, get him out of there, and be able to, execute our run game. That's what it's all about. And you're right. They made it difficult for us to do that. We had a huge night, special teams wise. We had 3 good returns by Zay Parrish. 2 of them, he was very close to taking it, to the house.
Yeah.
And he's shown that he's got that kind of ability all the way through. Through the season he's done that. So that's something that to take note of. For these colleges and things like that, to see that he's able to play DB, he can play receiver. He's also a kick return
with both sides of the ball,
Yeah.
and he's a kid that he's got that explosive ability. Almost reminds you of like a Cam Shanks, that when he touches the ball, something good might happen.
Exactly.
He's got that.
Well, he definitely wants the ball.
Right.
He wants every opportunity to get the ball. He wants it. He's
Yeah.
not shying away from it at all. But on those runs that he made, we had some huge blocks. That really sprung him. We had Tim Rollison, who plays well every week, and he had some real good blocks. And Mayan Callan threw some good blocks. He had a knockdown block on one of the kick returns. So he had guys like KJ Blue, who practically just gave his body up, at the end there to spring him to the kicker. He just threw his body out there to give Zay a chance to get out of there. So you have that kind of effort, among the guys, to kind of make big plays. So, special teams wise, I was proud of that. Thought we had a real good game plan on our punt return team. We were going to double up their gunners on the outside, and it worked great all week. And man, those guys, they kind of squeaked through a little bit and put a little pressure on KJ as he was trying to field that ball. And I think KJ had a whole lot of confidence in that because it was there all week, and those guys did a great job with that particular rep. Those gunners, they beat our guy across the face, and KJ, tried to field the ball, and it was after a stop, by the way, 3 and out by the defense, and he muffed the ball or whatever, and they ended up getting it because he knew that was going to be there. We had to protect it. We just got to execute on the perimeter and do the things.
The little things.
The little things. It comes down to the little things.
Yeah.
Going into the second half, we challenged the team. When you're in that situation, you got a decision you got to make.
Yeah.
Things wasn't going our way. The easiest thing to do, in anything you do in society, if you don't have a strong mind, easy thing to do is just quit and fold the tent. And we challenged them not to. We challenged them to come out there and play the next play and not even look at the scoreboard. Let's just play. Let's get better. Let's do something.
Yeah.
And man, I'm gonna say this: our guys answer well.
That's awesome.
We went all the way to the fourth quarter, and those guys battled. And I was proud of them for that. I was proud of them for that effort that they brought.
Well, and we'll talk about this as we get on into the show, but you've got a lot of guys that are contributing now that are 10th and 11th graders. So to hear those guys, the younger guys, keep showing up, keep playing, getting better every play, what speaks volumes for the future and how bright that is.
It does, man. And our guys, man, they're real optimistic about, things we have going on and all that. And they don't mind working. We got good kids, and they'll pack their lunch, and they'll go to work every opportunity they can. It's just, at some point when you go out and you play hard, you want the ball to bounce your way so you can get something done. And that's what we were doing. We're going to force something in the second half to happen, by playing hard and putting ourselves in position to make something happen.
That's awesome, fantastic. Well, proud of the guys and the whole season. I mean, obviously the record didn't go the way we wanted to, but the growth, the maturation of these young men, it's those things have been positives that you've seen going, and that's great. Well, fans, we thank you so much for tuning in tonight and being a part of the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. Those of you who are listening to us on Dixie Country 100.1, thanks for tuning in on the radio. It's not too late to come join us. We're just getting started. It smells fantastic in here. There's room for a few more people to come eat if you want to at Rock's Famous Barbecue on Memorial Drive or Highway 31, whatever you want to call it. We'd love to have you. Those of you watching us on YouTube, thanks for being a part of the show. You're listening to the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. We'll be right back after this break.
Durbin Auto Parts on South Memorial Drive is proud to be a supporter of Prattville Lions Athletics. As your locally owned CarQuest dealer, the Durbin family assures you that they'll get the right parts the first time. They also carry the full line of steel power equipment and die-hard batteries. When you do business with Durbin Auto Parts, your money stays in Prattville so they can support the local community and great programs like Prattville Lions Athletics. Durbin Auto Parts, 948 South Memorial Drive, Prattville.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
You know why I purchased my vehicles from Larry Puckett Chevrolet?
Hi, I'm Greg Pouncey. I've been with Larry Puckett Chevrolet for 20 years.
I'm Kurt Mills. I'm the General Sales Manager, and I've been with Larry Puckett Chevrolet for 34 years.
I'm Lewis Mills. I'm the Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, and I've been here for 35 years.
Well, that's why. Unlike other dealers, I know they will be there when I need them. At Larry Puckett Chevrolet, they let the customers do the talking.
It's a long pass down the amazing aisles at Prattville Pickers. It's a great catch on thousands of incredible treasures. It's the biggest lineup of rustic wood furniture at the Depot Furniture Gallery. It's the national champion of antiques, collectibles, treasures. The Depot Furniture Gallery at Prattville Pickers. A winning combination for home, lifestyle, and recreation. Don't let the game clock run out before you make the winning catch at Prattville Pickers. Highway 82 West. Shop PrattvillePickers.com and Facebook.
Nation, you're listening to the Coach J.B. Wallace Show on Dixie Country 100.1 or Prattville Alive Facebook. Thanks for being a part of the show. I'm your host, Chris Britton, and we're so glad that you've joined us tonight. Now, Coach, I apologize. I had to miss the show last week. Now, we had a more than adequate stand-in for me, a fellow by the name of Will Barrett. People hear him on Friday nights, so no stranger, but I'm sorry I couldn't be here. I had to help another of the Prattville High School sports programs out. The Prattville High softball team does I guess this is the third annual hit-a-thon that they do to raise money for their program, to buy buses, to buy meals for trips, to do, it costs a lot of money to raise, to support a 7A sports program in the state of Alabama. So that's where I was at while the show was going on, emceeing and providing some music for that. But after the show was over, there was a coach's home run contest.
That's right.
Out there.
That's right.
Can you help us understand who won that contest last week?
Well, I will tell you this.
Yes.
For 2 years in a row.
Back to back.
I'm the two-time coach's home run derby champion.
Yes. Now, we won't mention that.
Well, don't mention it then. Don't mention.
The opposition was so scared they didn't even show up.
Yeah, and I was afraid of that, and I know Coach Fisher, he and I went at it the year before.
Right.
And it didn't go as well for him. Right. He competed hard, and I was proud of him for the performance, but it didn't go well for him. And so I took the lead there, and so he didn't show up this year. Now, I don't know the truth, but I heard that he purposely scheduled a procedure on his thumb the day of the home run derby. Now, I don't know how true that is.
Look, he went so far as to fall through with wearing a cast on that hand to make you think that he actually did it. Now, I don't know if it was real or not.
Well, and I can tell that he's really recovering well, because I saw him throw a football with that same hand, and he's slinging it a mile. So,
I will say this, even though your opposition didn't show up, you still took some cuts. And there were a couple of balls that you hit that I don't know if they've landed yet. I don't know.
And there's a story to that, by the way. And one of them still flying. I thought, I'm going to hit my truck on the way in. But, so I showed up after the coaches show. And I had my change of clothes.
Right.
And I said, this is going to get real. I got to get prepared. And my wife talked me out of changing. She said, just go ahead and do it in what you have. And I kind of scanned the scene. I didn't see any coaches. So I said, yeah, this is gonna be easy. So then someone tossed me in the big boy competition. You know, the one that I did take a few cuts in.
Right.
And nobody prepared me for what was about to go on there.
Yeah.
So not only did I lose the big boy competition, but I actually had a chance to compete against two of those girls in front of my daughter. That's a softball player.
Well, now she had a pretty humbling comment, I guess, for you.
Did.
If you want to share.
Yeah, and I really don't want to share it. But
You don't have to.
But she let me be aware that I guess I don't have it anymore. Now, you know, because I hit a few over last year and I didn't hit as many this year.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm losing it a little bit. But I think it's the change of clothes.
I remember you hitting a couple of bombs. That's all I remember. There were a couple of bombs that you hit.
Oh, well, Coach, you better enjoy it this year. Because I think we got a coach coming in now that might give you, might take.
Are we referring to the new baseball coach?
Yeah, you better hope JR is busy that night.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Maybe you can schedule a surgery for him.
Yeah, well, we can go ahead and put it on record right now that when he was a youngin', I was beating him then, and I'll beat him now.
The gauntlet has been
We'll put it out there.
We may have to pull this sometime this year during softball season.
It may have to happen.
Softball, basketball, I'm open.
Whatever, whenever, wherever.
Yeah. And I got the mic, so I get to tell my side of the story tonight. So.
Hey, did you see Coach JR? Is he here?
No, he's not here. He's not here.
I can tell you, the last time I saw him in a home run hitting contest, it was real baseball.
Yeah.
And it was the alumni game up at the school. And I saw him put about 5 up there on the practice field. So
his bat was probably low.
But, I mean, this was 5-6 years ago. So
he ain't got it no more.
He ain't got it no more.
No, he ain't got it no more.
Well, the neat thing about that event last week, the whole idea was to raise money for the program. And that's so cool that you helped out with those guys or those girls raising money for the program. What are some opportunities? I know going into the off season, I know there's got to be things that you want to purchase, do to breathe even more life into the program, the facilities. What are some things you need? What are some ways maybe a community can get involved helping with that?
Yeah, well, something that I've been working on for a couple of years now and getting the funds together. I want to make sure that we can get some football lockers for the locker room. You know, the lockers where you can actually sit in them.
So the ones you see on TV for Alabama or pro teams, they're the stalls that you sit on, has a bench lift up. Is that what you have now?
No, sir. We don't have those now. We got the smaller school type lockers. But I want
nowhere to sit. Just
nowhere to sit, and that's the thing. You know, locker room has got. You sit on the floor. But, you know, locker room has got to be a place. It's really your home. You spend more time, you know, at the facility than you spend anywhere, especially these guys that play football, man. They spend tons of time preparing for these games. And, you know, I want to be able to make that place as comfortable as possible, have a place to sit and lock your valuables up and things like that, and put your shoulder pads on the top so we can keep it aired out and smelling good in there. And so that's one of the goals. To get lockers for the locker room, you know, starting off with the varsity, and then eventually we want to get some for the freshmen as well. And then we can deck out our whole locker room with those football lockers. So that's been something that's been on my list, and I think it's much needed for us to get. And also, there's a gentleman that makes these huddle boxes. And so for us, this is what it does for us. And I'll tell you what it is. It's a box that has a screen. It has a big TV screen in there, a flat screen. A monitor.
I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so you can hit a button and that monitor come out. Well, we can bring it to the sideline, and then, you know, we can review the film on that monitor, but we can also store headsets in it. It's a one-stop shop. We don't have to bring this and bring that.
It's a road case with a TV built into it.
Right.
I've seen those.
But what it does for us, you know, you can hook your, I guess your phone or whatever to it, and you can play music. So we can take it to the practice field, we take it to the weight room, so we can do all those things, you know. But the biggest thing, that's the, I guess, the necessities of it. But the biggest thing for us, with the facility that we have and everything, it helps us create another meeting room. So we can take that to the cafeteria, we can take it somewhere else, and we can create another meeting room. Because our campus is kind of spread out, and I got coaches all over the place, and we're time sensitive how we can meet. So we can just take it somewhere to one of the classrooms or whatever, and now we got an extra meeting room in the cafeteria. So now we can actually have position meetings there where you're dealing with that position. You're not talking to 3 or 4 positions at a time.
So, I mean, there might be somebody listening out there that says, "Hey, I want to jump on board. I want to give to that." I mean, somebody can do that through the booster club, the quarterback club. I'm sure. There's events. You had the chili cook-off, and we had I guess about 4 weeks ago now. I don't remember, but a fantastic event.
It was.
I don't know how much money it raised, but I'm sure it was a great number. But it was the first, the inaugural. So you know it's going to grow next year.
Right.
You do a run early in the winter, don't you?
Well, no, in the spring we do. We've done a 5K. This will be the 3rd year that we do it.
So that's another way people can get involved.
That's another way to get involved if you're a runner, or you want to build yourself into running, or if you want to walk. You know, if you're getting in shape and all that, it'd be a great opportunity to get that done, and also to support the program.
Sure.
You know, at the same time.
Sure.
So that's definitely a way to support the program and help us raise those funds.
Another neat thing, and we're talking about how people can give, but I see your guys by position group or by a lot of times give back. Like, for example, we'll see your guys, it's not uncommon at all, and you as well, let's say at the Field of Dreams over the YMCA, helping out with that.
Right.
What are some other ways that your guys, and maybe there's opportunities that some of the Lion Nation can bring to your attention of, hey, here's an area of need where you guys could help. But what are some things y'all have done?
Well, I tell you, you have the holidays coming up.
Yeah.
You have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas and all that. And, anywhere where we can get involved and help, the people that need help and be able to be a service of the community. We appreciate everything the community's done for us.
Sure.
And so I know personally I don't mind, and our guys, they're programmed to where they understand too it's important to give back. So, during Thanksgiving, whatever is available, if you need us to do something or whatever, or maybe Christmas or help with the toys or whatever, we're definitely available to help and assist wherever needed.
I love one of my favorite organizations I got a bunch of favorite organizations in the community, we'll say it like that, but the Field of Dreams over at the YMCA, Miss June Gazelle, June DeRoe, that works over there, leads that program for special needs folks, some in a wheelchair, some with some kind of a physical handicap, and they play baseball, they play flag football, and then I don't know, probably 2 or 3 times a year, your guys are out there and they're helping kids run the bases, or they're helping them field the ball on the field.
Right,
it's just a special time, a special thing. I love watching that, man.
Oh yeah, and I like, as far as the giving back part of it, but also like our guys interacting, and letting them realize, hey, there's more to it than just football. There's more to it. You got to be a good person. You're going to be a community leader one day. This is where you start. This is where you build your ideas. Even talking to my own child and some of the ideas that he has that he wants to do, as far as giving back, that's what it's all about.
So the guys in your program, a lot of times, whether they realize it or not, they're kind of heroes for some of the younger buddies. And I'll give you an example. My son thought the greatest wide receiver in the world was a fellow named Justin Chappelle when he played back several years ago in I guess 2010s, 13, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And one year for his birthday, Justin and his mama came up and met him at school and they were just going to come tell him happy birthday as far as I knew. I worked that part out. Yeah. They show up with a big picture frame with Justin's jersey in it. It was autographed and sweatbands. And that's the kind of stuff that your guys do. And then, I mean, my son had a new favorite football player in the world.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's what it's all about. You'd be surprised, especially with the guys on our team. When you get to know them, we have some very unique gentlemen on our team, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
They're kind-hearted, very talented, and things like that. You just never know, what they're capable of and their outside talents other than football.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And so if people do want to help out, give, whatever, there's some scheduled activities coming they can watch out for. But if you just feel burdened, you want to give some money, man, contact the program and there'll be a sponsorship for you, or there'll be something, right?
Right, yeah. Communicate with me or someone on the quarterback club,
sure.
And we can definitely make that happen, and we'll appreciate anything we can get.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Coach, we did some talking about the hit-a-thon and how no coaches showed up, and all of a sudden I look in here in the room and any coaches showed up to help us out talk about another sport, but I'm going to leave you till after the break on that one. So if you're listening, thanks so much for tuning into the Coach J.B. Wallace Show tonight. Those of you listening to us on Dixie Country 100.1, we're glad you're here. Hopefully you can swing by, come eat some barbecue with us at Rock's Famous Barbecue. Also, thanks to those of you watching us on Facebook Live as well. You're listening to the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. We'll be right back after this break.
Do your ribs rock? Like slap your daddy rock? Rock's Famous Barbecue across from Baptist Hospital on South Memorial Drive in Prattville has the most amazing barbecue in the region. And the service is almost as good as the amazing food. Check out the menu online at rocksfamousbbq.com. Phone 224-8903 for takeout or dine in. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. If your barbecue pork and chicken ain't rocking, you ain't been to Rock's Famous Barbecue, South Memorial Drive, Prattville.
For well over 50 years, the river region has depended on Arrow Pest Control, which has grown to be one of the largest and most respected pest control science leaders in the area. Pest control is a science that eliminates pests that invade and potentially damage your property. They use only the top-rated pest control products, including the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. Arrow Pest Control was built on customer service and satisfaction, and that's still number one today. Call us, 334-365-4610, and find out about mosquito control. Arrow, your best shot for pest control.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Well, welcome back, Prattville Lions Nation. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. I'm your host, Chris Britton, and we're glad that you've given us an hour of your Thursday evening or whatever day of the week you're watching it to join us for some talk about football, about the community, about the Prattville Lion Nation. Well, Coach, during this segment, we're going to look into some award winners. Some people were recognized for special performances on the field, also in the classroom. But the first thing up is going to be the player of the game from last week's ball game against Auburn. Why don't you talk about that award a little bit, maybe even Pepsi Buffalo Rock, the sponsor, and then the recipient.
Gotcha. Well, first, we want to thank Pepsi Buffalo Rock for really supporting our program and being a part of Prattville Lion football.
Yeah.
They've been a part of our program for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And we're very appreciative of that, especially sponsoring our player of the game. This week versus Auburn, a huge game. Versus a real good opponent. It's our junior linebacker, Sam Cook. He recorded right at 10 tackles. He's a guy that has improved every week, and then once he got to that point to where he's making himself known on the field, he's been very consistent. He's a coachable guy. He even puts up with me being in his area practice every day.
This guy's a linebacker,
and I still got it in my mind. But he's probably gonna tell you something different. But man, he's definitely deserving of the award. Man, he played very hard, played well. And there's a lot that goes into his position. Especially being a first-year starter. We're asking him and Luke, the other linebacker, to really set the tone for the defense, set the strength, make checks, make calls based on what you see.
They're kind of a coach on the field.
They're a coach on the field. They are the quarterback of the defense, and so he's come in and he's done it well. So he's very deserving of this award.
Well, Sam Cook, congratulations on being the Pepsi Buffalo Rock player of the game last week against Auburn. Man, great job. Put that microphone up there close. Yeah, perfect. Now, let's just get straight down to it. Before I came over here for the show, I was talking to Dudley Gordon, the father of Cool Hand Luke, and he said he's the reason why you're excelling as a linebacker right now. Is that true? No.
No, he's not.
I'm kidding. Walk us through last week's ball game. I mean, 10 tackles. That's a big night, man. What was it? How did it feel? What was it like?
It felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Going against a really good team. Auburn,
very much, yeah.
And knowing that I had to really step up and give it my all. And that's what I did, and here we are.
There you go. Well, and getting recognized for good performance there. So you're junior, right?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't want to get off of you. All right, so junior, first year starting. How long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since 7th grade.
7th grade. Defense all the time, or you going back and forth, or?
I played tight end.
Get that mic up there a little closer.
I played tight end for 7th grade, and then the rest middle linebacker.
Okay. what's it? I mean, Coach talked about it a little bit. What's it like being that middle linebacker, having to kind of, you need to know where you got to be, but you also have to know where everybody else needs to be, right?
Yeah, it is a difficult position, but when you get the hang of it, it gets to be pretty easy.
Well, let me ask you this, and I know Luke Gordon, you know, your next door neighbor back there in the defensive backfield. Part of it, you know, he loves playing, but he also loves kind of helping other guys, getting them in the right spot. I mean, I call it leadership. What does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means really running the defense.
Sure.
Really getting everybody right and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. And, you know, just playing football. You know?
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so you've been playing since the 7th grade. Are there any other sports that are interesting? Do you play or have played any other sports in the past?
I played baseball for like 2 years when I was younger. I didn't really like it, but
I don't like baseball either. No, I'm kidding. Baseball's great.
I considered wrestling.
Okay.
I may start that either this year or next year.
I gotcha. So heading into the off season, working out. I mean, do you have some goals for getting stronger, faster? I mean, what are you looking at there?
I mean, I'm looking at like this off season. I want to be like 215 pounds. You know, that's the goal I'm working on.
He's wanting to go up to 215. I'd love to get down to 215. Never going to happen. Okay, go ahead.
And, you know, just get my maxes up and getting faster and really focusing on football so I can understand the game better and be better next year. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Improvement. And also, don't ever forget, too, the guys beside you, behind you, bringing them along with you. You know, you've been given an opportunity to get a big role playing. Man, don't hesitate to pull back the curtain and show the guy behind you, hey, here's how you do it, right? All right, so riding over to a ball game, whatever, you got your earbuds in or your headphones on. Who are we listening to?
I like Young Boy.
Young Boy? Okay. All right. What is a band or even a genre of music that you like that nobody would ever guess? They'd be like, Sam, seriously? You like classical music or, you know, whatever? Is there one?
I mean, I do listen to some classical music.
Okay.
That's what I like.
All right. All right. We need to pause real quick for a station identification. We'll be right back.
What's one of the things I remember best about growing up?
All right, we're back. All right, so we were talking about music a little bit. Let's see. Well, another one of the questions I like to ask, the ladies on Facebook and on the radio want to know, is Sam available or is he nailed down right now?
I'm available.
He is available, ladies. Could you give your phone number for? No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's your favorite?
Real quick, I want to give a little tidbit about this award this week.
Yeah.
We have been given this award for the Pepsi Buffalo Rock Player of the Game for 7 years now, and Player of the Game under a different variation over 10 years now. We've been doing it. Only twice. He is one of only 2 people with a special distinction.
What's that?
The son of a teammate of mine.
Hey, how about that? That's big time.
Chad Cook was. I played football with him in high school.
How about that? You're in rare air, buddy. How about that?
The other one is Cole Peak and Chad Peak.
Yeah. Okay. How about that?
So
what's watch on the radar?
Rare company.
See who else is coming along, and we make sure they get the award.
There you go.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm kind of old now. It's kind of passed me by now. I had Moncriefs running all over the place that I played with their dad. But as the years get longer, it's getting. I might be creeping close to grandkids now.
That's funny. All right. So, Sam, inquiring minds on Facebook also want to know, what's your favorite food, man?
I would say, like, right now it's really hamburgers.
Okay.
I like a lot of hamburgers and steak and chicken.
Hey, you said bring on the meat, right? Favorite fast food?
I like Milo's.
Come on. All right. A little underrated there. Nice. I like that. How about favorite soft drink? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Sweet tea?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Fair enough. Coach, any more comments about Sam tonight?
Just, look forward to seeing him develop and to be the total player that he's going to be. there is no surprise with the success he's having right now that he's had this year because he worked his tail off in the offseason. You know, I've seen his numbers go to the roof from where he started from. So he's taking that serious. You know, and he don't, I know he don't understand, you know, but I kind of got a love for linebackers myself.
Sure.
So when we're at practice and I'm kind of getting to work with him a little bit, me and Coach Brown, and I kind of pair myself up with him a little bit, but just to see him grow from week to week and see things this week that he didn't see last week, you know, he's got definitely has got the traits of some of the great ones that's come through. And I think, you know,
and there's been some good ones.
It's been some dogs come through.
Yeah.
And he's definitely have those characteristics. So I'm looking forward to see him develop into what he can be.
Well, Sam, thanks for coming by tonight. Congratulations on the award. And like Coach was saying, man, usually success follows hard work, and that's the recipe. Keep doing it and encourage everybody around you to do it with you, man. Congratulations. All right. Well, Coach, now there's some other awards from this past week. Why don't you run us down some of those?
Okay. Offensively, you know, we do an Offensive Player of the Week award, and it went to a kid that was on the show as the Pepsi Buffalo Rock earlier in the year, but it's Colin Seegers, our fullback player, our fullback type of player. But he had a great night, man. He was very consistent all night. As the competition has you know, improved, he's improved.
Right.
You know, so it was great to see him go out there and perform. Also, defensively, our Defensive Player of the Week was Jason Wallace, young Scooter.
Who's he?
yeah. So he had right at 10 tackles
I know Scooter.
as well.
I don't know Jason.
Yeah, that was his best game of the year,
awesome.
You know, versus Auburn. So he was the Defensive Player of the Week. Money Team Offensive Player of the Week was an offensive lineman that, man, I think his best days are ahead of him. He has definitely come along since August, and it's Zach Motley.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a 10th grade offensive lineman. So I'm looking forward to see him develop and be who he needs to be. Our Money Team Defensive Player of the Week is one of our defensive backs. He's earned a role on the team as a special teams player and has taken it serious and gotten better every week at that. And it's Sam McKeithen. He's a cornerback for us. We do a Special Teams Player of the Week. And once again, that's Tim Rollinson. I mean, he's been getting it every week. He's been racking up. We give decals on Monday for different awards, and he's been racking up on decals on special teams, which has allowed him to get a lot of snaps defensively. So I'm proud of him. Student of the Week. And this one right here, when I saw it, and then there was a write-up about why he's Student of the Week, and it's because of his participation in classroom. He always has a great attitude. And he was a pleasure to be around, and the teacher that nominated him, you know, just ranted and raved about how great of a person he is. But this week's Student of the Week is Leighton Taggart.
All right.
He's a Student of the Week, so that was great to see him get that award.
Yeah,
yes,
fantastic. Now, some of the sponsorships that come along with some of those awards, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we're sponsored. Milo's sponsors our Player of the Week. Also, Buffalo Wild Wings are a sponsor of our Player of the Week. Soul Revival. Nieva, she's been great as far as supporting our program and sponsoring our Player of the Week. So all those.
And fed the coaches some too.
Yes, sir.
She doesn't know how to make bad food.
No, she doesn't. She does. She takes care of us. She definitely takes care of us.
Yeah.
You know, so thank you for all those sponsors for our Player of the Week. You know, it definitely makes it worthwhile and motivates our guys to go out and perform and do the best they can.
Yeah, that's awesome. And especially, and all those awards are great. And I love the emphasis you put on that Student of the Week, and the whole coaching staff puts on that. And it's celebrated for those guys to, hey, look, it's not just about football. Be a representative of the program in the school building too.
Correct.
And they take that serious.
Right, and especially this time of the year, you know, you get bogged down sometimes with football and academics, and you just get a schedule. You know, so sometimes some of our younger guys kind of get bogged down with the load of football and this, that, and the other. But we keep them in the hunt to where you got a chance. And then, you know, after football season, we really hone in and we get those academics up to par. So, you know, I'm definitely expecting more on that honor roll list this time than we had last time.
And there was a bunch already, so that's a great goal to add more to it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, again, Sam, congratulations. Thanks for coming by. Fans, thanks so much for tuning into the Coach J.B. Wallace Show tonight. Those of you listening to us on Dixie Country 100.1, we're glad you're with us. Not too late to come see us live here at Rock's Barbecue and get some good dinner. Also, those of you watching us on Facebook, thanks for being a part of the show. You're listening to the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. We'll be right back after this break.
Durbin Auto Parts on South Memorial Drive is proud to be a supporter of Prattville Lions Athletics. As your locally owned CarQuest dealer, the Durbin family assures you that they'll get the right parts the first time. They also carry the full line of steel power equipment and die-hard batteries. When you do business with Durbin Auto Parts, your money stays in Prattville so they can support the local community and great programs like Prattville Lions Athletics. Durbin Auto Parts, 948 South Memorial Drive, Prattville.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
You know why I purchased my vehicles from Larry Puckett Chevrolet?
Hi, I'm Greg Pouncey. I've been with Larry Puckett Chevrolet for 20 years.
I'm Kurt Mills. I'm the general sales manager, and I've been with Larry Puckett Chevrolet for 34 years.
I'm Lewis Mills. I'm the service manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, and I've been here for 35 years.
Well, that's why. Unlike other dealers, I know they will be there when I need them. At Larry Puckett Chevrolet, they let the customers do the talking.
It's a long pass down the amazing aisles at Prattville Pickers. It's a great catch, shown thousands of incredible treasures. It's the biggest lineup of rustic wood furniture at the Depot Furniture Gallery. It's the national champion of antiques, collectibles, treasures. The Depot Furniture Gallery at Prattville Pickers. A winning combination for home, lifestyle, and recreation. Don't let the game clock run out before you make a winning catch at Prattville Pickers. Highway 82 West. Shop PrattvillePickers.com and Facebook.
Well, fans, welcome back to the JB Wallace Show. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm your host, Chris Britton. We're so glad you've chosen to join us tonight. Coach, we've been talking about your football program. There's another football program at Prattville High School as well, first year of its existence, the flag football team. And they've had a little success this year. They're on a bit of a roll. Won't you talk about this guy that's sitting to my right here, and we're going to talk to him about flag football.
Yeah, well, one thing about him, he's a coach, and he can coach, whatever he's involved in, he's definitely going to get it, and he can get it done, and he's shown that. And like I mentioned before, when I would show up at practice and I just watch him interact with those girls and the structure of his practice, I show up, watch him basketball and all that, and I learn a lot from him. Because coaching is coaching.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not shocked at all with the growth of flag football and where it's going to go at Prattville.
Sure.
Because I can recall a year ago, a bunch of girls at the junior high was talking to me about flag football and wanting to play football on the team. And they were excited, and they wasn't playing. They were serious about it. So now they're getting an opportunity to do so.
And some of those girls will even get to be part of the high school team, right?
Yeah. Like most of those girls are freshmen now that we're mentioning, and then some of them are still at junior high.
Yeah.
And I had my chance to see my first flag football experience this year watching it, and it's exciting now.
Yeah.
And you'd be shocked how much team speed is on that field.
I bet.
There's some speed on that field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun brand of football. Well, Coach Brian Pittman, welcome into the Coach JB Wallace Show. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Before we talk flag football, let's recap last week's hit-a-thon. How was that? Did it go pretty good?
Oh, it was awesome. Just a very big night for softball. Had a great time with the team home run derby. Katie Chandler won that with 6 home runs. She really showed out.
You had a freshman that later on hit a bunch of bombs.
We did. When we got to the family, we had one freshman that jumped in and kept paying for her chances.
She got hot.
And Addie Lee, she ended up, I want to say she hit 6 or 7.
Something like that, yeah.
She really got on a roll. So just a good night overall. Good night for the girls. Raised a lot of money. And just appreciate everybody that came out and supported that right there.
There's a bit of a not conspiracy. There's something going on about a coach who would challenge Coach Wallace to the coach's home run, and then a surgery got scheduled and they couldn't show up. Do you know anything about that?
Yes. We won't name no names, but you can kind of guess who he is. Pretty convenient to have a little thumb surgery all of a sudden.
His last name starts with an F and ends with an Isher.
Yeah, and he's at basketball practice right now. But, Yeah, he just kind of, I don't know if he really wanted to go back out there after the debacle a year ago against Coach Wallace. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, and that's fun. Now, Coach, let's shift gears. Let's talk about flag football. Your girls are playing great on a hot at the time of the year where you want to be hot. Where are we at right now?
We just won yesterday. We ended up, basically it would be like, it's called an area tournament, but it's basically like the first 2 rounds of the playoff. We went up to Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa, and what they do is they take the 2 winners out of the 1 and 2 seeds out of your area and the 1 and 2 out of another, and you match up in the first round. So it'd be like your first and second round games. And we played Central Tuscaloosa first, beat them 18-0. We had a very good game plan defensively. I thought Coach Fisher did a really good job. I always knock on him a little bit, but he did a really good job defensively. Kelly Robles had a pick 6.
How about that?
Lanaya Page had a couple big touchdowns for us right there. And then we came back and had to play Hillcrest Tuscaloosa, the host team. And we just got going offensively very quickly.
Yeah.
We stopped them on a 3 and out, went down and scored it within 3 plays. And next thing you know, we ended up winning that one 38-0. Katie Chandler had 3 touchdown passes. Hartley McKay had 1. Emma Moore had a couple touchdown catches. Maddie Kate Lindsay. Lanaya Page still doing her thing.
Yeah.
And I may be leaving somebody else. And I know, we had Ariana Benson with a couple sacks. Gabby Hull had a couple sacks for and tackles for loss as well. And a bone did. And I just thought we just played very solid. I thought that was probably one of our most complete games just across the board for us.
At the time of year where you want to be having those complete games.
Oh, definitely. This is where we want to peak right now.
Right. So, quarters next. What's going on? Tell us about that.
Well, the way flag football works, now we're in the quarterfinals, so you're basically in the Elite 8 or quarterfinals, whichever way you want to call it. It's a little different because you're not really set on a day you have to play. They give you a week. They give you a time period that you get it in, and then you and the school that's hosting, you kind of go back and forth and agree on a date.
Okay.
There was only 2 dates that we could both agree on. A lot has to do with, too, that we've got coaches in basketball. They've got a head coach that's basketball as well, and that's getting going next week. So we had Monday and Thursday. We couldn't make Thursday work. Both of us agreed to go ahead and play Monday. It's a very quick turnaround. So we played Monday at 5 o'clock. At Tuscaloosa County, so up in Northside, Tuscaloosa. So we will go up there and play them. The winner of that will head to the semifinals, and if we're fortunate enough to get through that, then we'll be hosting a semifinal playoff game here in Prattville.
So any shot at hosting semis? So if we make it there.
Semis would be our opportunity to host.
Okay.
So we're excited about that opportunity, but it's like I told the girls today, you can't look ahead. You got to take care of the step in front of you right now. That's our main goal. We're going to grow up Monday, do what we've been doing all year, and go up and just put it out there, play very fast, play very aggressive, and if everything lines up, hopefully we've got a home game in the semifinals with an opportunity to get to the state championship game at Bryant-Denny later on in the year.
Well, and that spoils my next question. I was going to say, or not spoils it, but that's what I was going to ask. So, and I want to ask it right because I want to put any bad juju out there.
Right.
So whoever wins in the semis, they're going to play where?
You'll play before the 7A state championship game at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
How about that?
Yeah. So they'll do the 1A through 5A. We'll play at 1 o'clock. That'll be their flag football championship. 6A, 7A will be at 3 o'clock, and then that night you'll have the 7A state championship game. So, that's something down the line that we're hoping for. We haven't really talked about it a lot.
But whoever gets to go, what a cool thing.
But that's a cool experience to get to do all that, and definitely in year 1 to have an opportunity right now, and I feel like
be in a hunt for it's pretty cool.
We're there, and I don't think there's anybody we don't match up with very well. So I feel like we've got a very good opportunity to get there.
All right, let's back up a little bit, and I should have asked this question last time you were on the show with us, but for the fan that hadn't been to a game, obviously it's a different game than 11 on 11, full contact football. They're pulling flags and tackling, but the field's a little different. Talk to us a little bit about some of the differences in like the rules or the gameplay itself between what we're used to on Friday and what you guys are playing.
Well, what you're going to see at flag football is a 7-on-7 game. it's kind of what Coach Wallace and them play during the summer a little bit. There are some modified rules. The field is shrunk a little bit. It's only 80 yards.
Okay.
The sidelines are in. They're at the numbers. You're basically playing 20 you're playing 20, 40, 20. So that's your yardage to get.
So there's no sticks. You just got to get past that yard line
Correct.
first down.
Mm-hmm. All they have is down markers. That's it.
There you go.
But it's 20, 40, 20. You can punt. There's a no rush on the punt. You can't leave until after it's kicked. There's no kickoffs or anything like that. But it's supposed to be no contact. But if Coach Wallace will tell you, you get out there.
Those girls mix it up.
Yes, they're aggressive. They're getting after it. There's some different things there, but overall, like I said, if you've never been to one and the opportunity's there for you, it's not what you would think your typical powder puff homecoming week type thing. It's not that. You've got girls out there that are serious about it. A lot of the colleges are getting into it now. Coach Battle was talking with me today because he runs all our social media. And we've got colleges right now messaging us through Instagram because in the Midwest it's really, really picked up. NAI, Division II schools, junior colleges, things like that. So I think you're going to see it around here. I know Huntington just got it. Faulkner's in the process of getting it. Point University. And I think you're going to see it probably in the next 5 to 10 years. You may even see it at Power 5 schools. I think at some point it's going to get there.
Sure.
As far as that. And I think you're going to see a lot of kids start, moving that way.
Yeah.
That maybe you play another sport, but you may not be the elite of the elite. And,
but you can get in over
here. You've got another opportunity to go get an education and play in college. So
that's fantastic. And obviously we got to go to Tuscaloosa and take care of business. But if they do, and their folks come to the home game if there is one, because I know a lot of the girls on your roster, and you were talking about it's not powder puff. Some of them, they're dogs. They want to win. They're going to get after it.
Yes, that's one thing. We've got a lot of girls that are very aggressive, a lot of speed. I know a couple of the girls have brothers that's played for Coach Wallace in the past, and you can definitely see the traits from what their brother showed to now. So, it's an exciting brand. So, don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if we do get the opportunity to host, it'll be a very big thing for us, and we'd love to have a humongous crowd for these girls.
That'd be a big deal. That's great. Well, Coach, thanks for coming by. Any last parting statements before we go to a break in just a moment? Well, good luck to you next week. Coach, anything you want to say about this guy?
Coach, keep pouring them on.
There you go.
Excited to see it. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Well, good luck to you guys as you move on into the Elite Eight and hopefully moving past. And man, it'd be awesome to see some Prattville Lions down the field at Bryant-Denny. That'd be cool. Well, fans, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We still got one more segment to go, so don't leave us. We're still going to be on the air. If you're close to us at Rock's Famous Barbecue on Highway 31, Memorial Drive, come on in and see us. It smells fantastic. I would imagine I'm going to hit them up before I leave the building and get some chicken wings, and it's all your fault inside the story there. But anyway, so fans, thanks for tuning in tonight. Those of you listening to us on Dixie Country 100.1. Also, thanks to those of you who are tuned in through Facebook Live or Facebook Later. Thanks for being a part of the J.B. Wallace Show as well. You're listening, of course, to the J.B. Wallace Show. We'll be right back after this break.
Do your ribs rock? Like slap your daddy rock? Rock's Famous Barbecue across from Baptist Hospital on South Memorial Drive in Prattville has the most amazing barbecue in the region. And the service is almost as good as the amazing food. Check out the menu online at rocksfamousbbq.com. Phone 224-8903 for takeout or dine in. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. If your barbecue pork and chicken ain't rocking, you ain't been to Rock's Famous Barbecue, South Memorial Drive, Prattville.
For well over 50 years, the River region has depended on Arrow Pest Control, which has grown to be one of the largest and most respected pest control science leaders in the area. Pest control is a science that eliminates pests that invade and potentially damage your property. They use only the top-rated pest control products, including the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. Arrow Pest Control was built on customer service and satisfaction, and that's still #1 today. Call us, 334-365-4610, and find out about mosquito control. Arrow, your best shot for pest control.
use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Well, welcome back, Lions Nation. You're listening to the Coach J.B. Wallace Show. I'm your host, Chris Britton. We're so glad that you've chosen to join us this Thursday evening or whenever you picked up the tablet and watched it on Facebook or your phone, whatever. Thanks for being a part of the show as well. Well, Coach, we've had a great show so far tonight. We're entering into our last segment. One of the things I want to talk about, this is going to be the last show of the year. We got the off season upon us. What does the off-season schedule look like? Is there a little bit of time off after this week? Walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be a brief moment off, kind of, regenerate, kind of get your minds clear or whatever, and then, we're right back at it.
It never really stops.
No, it doesn't stop, especially with this group that we have coming. Right. They're eager to work. Our freshmen, they finished their season last week with a win, so it's going to be great to get them started as 10th graders with us. So, we'll take a brief moment off, and then we're right back building the core again, and getting this thing where it needs to be. Yes, sir. So.
It's going to be in the weight room?
It's going to be in the weight room mostly, going up until we got 2 weeks. After we take that week off, we'll have 2 weeks to work before Thanksgiving. And then we'll come back, and then we'll have another 3 weeks to work before Christmas. So we get a good 5 weeks to kind of start building our core together and start building the competition within the guys. Sure. And then we'll hit that off-season full swing in January, and that's where it goes, where it needs to be.
Okay. So let's see, we got a lot of workout, weight room stuff, obviously speed, conditioning, all that stuff you're going to be working on the off season. Yeah. 7-on-7s, I mean, that's a big thing, exciting thing for the kids during the summer.
It is, and that's something that we'll get to, of course, like you mentioned, in the summer. Right. But before that, we'll just be prepping, and our coaches, they'll be installing offensive, defensive schemes, special team stuff, So when spring practice get here, that won't be the first time that our guys have heard the terminology of gotten together and met on what we're doing. We do that, as far as a meeting all throughout the year to prepare for, spring, and then get us prepared through summer, and then summer flies by and you back at the fall again.
It's time to play ball.
Yeah, so, the winter off season, you got to definitely take advantage of every opportunity you get, because it flies by as well. And if you're standing around and you're not taking advantage of the opportunity, then you're not moving the team, in a way that the team needs to be moved. So it's going to be crucial that we get it done in the few weeks coming in off season.
No doubt. So tomorrow night we've got the season finale. It's at home, Kevin Turner Field at Stanley Jensen Stadium. The last game was Stanley Jensen Stadium looking the way it looks before the massive renovation takes. Got a very, let's call it a strong opponent coming in the likes of Central Phoenix City, the Red Devils. Talk to us a little bit about tomorrow night's game.
Yeah, well, they very good opponent. Not a lot of weaknesses in what they're doing offensively, defensively, or special teams. But however, to me and how I talk to the guys, this is an opportunity to play one of the best teams in the state. Sure. You have that opportunity. Not everybody has that opportunity to do it. So, what opportunity is better than being able for the seniors to go out, being able to play against the best team. That's something that you're always going to remember, especially when you get it done. Yeah. And coaches worked hard this week. We kind of treated it like it was a playoff style of week. When we put a little extra time in, we did the whole procedure of what we're doing like we would a playoff type of game, to prepare for this opponent. So I'm excited to see our guys go out and get it done tomorrow.
That'd be big. So if fan comes out, of course, that 12th man up in the stands matters greatly.
It does matter, especially a game like this. Get involved, student section, get there. Let's get going. Let's finish this thing strong.
Pep rally in the morning, so it's going to be an opportunity for that student section to get jazzed up, riled up, ready to go, and then ride that wave all day.
Oh yeah. We'll get going in the morning. Student section, get ready to take off.
It's going to be great. Well, fans, we'd encourage you to come out tomorrow night if any way possible. Get there early, because parking is kind of a thing right now with the stadium renovation going on. So we'd love to see you out there in the stands supporting the Lions tomorrow night as they take on Central Phoenix City in a very difficult area matchup. Well, Coach, it's been a great season. Man, enjoyed getting with you every Thursday night. Fans, thanks so much for being here. Up next is going to be Hey Coach. Thank you. We'll see you next time.